I just want to make mention of one of the coats in was 200 pounds or something crazy.
I think it was 100 pounds, but it keeps getting heavier.
250 pounds.
It was 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
There's actually 10 people with Hugh under the coat every time he's wearing it.
Totally.
Hi, I'm Michael Sarnoski.
Hi, I'm Jodie Comer.
I'm Hugh Jackman, and today we are breaking down a scene from our new film, The Death of Robin Hood.
Do you believe there is magic in this island?
I believe there is power in it.
At the beginning of the scene, we are on a hilltop at the Priory, which is this beautiful island priory run by Jodie's character, Sister Brigid. And Robin and Sister Brigid are having a nice campfire discussing philosophy.
Randolph.
Yeah, Randolph, sorry. He's still sort of hiding his identity.
He's lying.
Randolph Hood.
He's a liar.
I've seen the power in stories. They can be used to make men do terrible things. And then those terrible things become stories. And stories. No. You cannot trust any of them. We cannot be trusted with them.
So this scene was filmed on the north coast of Northern Ireland. It's very dark, so you can't really tell, but we're on this hilltop overlooking the ocean. We have a couple other scenes that take place here. And actually on that day, it sounds like such a peaceful, quiet scene, but it was like blasting wind the whole time we were filming that. You can see like embers flowing by in the background. Like I thought we were gonna have to ADR that entire scene, but Lee did such a good job of cleaning it up. And it sounds like simple and sensitive, but I remember being impressed that you guys could play like quiet and sensitive when it was just like so windy. I mean, it was insane.
I seem to remember there were tears from the wind and the cold.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is not really appropriate.
I remember the crew like gathering around the fire between takes just to be like, oh God.
That's right.
It was, I mean, we shot in February and March in Northern Ireland. It was cold.
It's amazing as well when you think about the conversation that's happening. I remember feeling that in the moment about, just the kind of how wondrous it is to be here and experience all that we experience, and then to be looking at the night sky or feeling the kind of elements against you. It was beautiful to be able to use that, I feel. I was so struck by her ability to listen. I think she's like a keen observer. I think she's an incredibly open individual. She is almost this kind of like matriarchal figure on the island. She's often having to hold a lot of space for other people. So she's not necessarily someone who is able to express her inner kind of knowings and feelings. And I think that's what's such a kind of revelation about when she meets Randolph. Because there is this kind of, even though I think she suspects, he's maybe not being as open or honest about who he is, but I don't think that's necessarily unusual with people arriving at the Priory. I think there's a kind of a stimulation of conversation that they find, and I think she finds that she's able to also open up in another way to him. And then of course there is a kind of revelation within the film that kind of puts that in jeopardy a little bit. But yeah, I would say that's why I think of Sister Brigid.
Knives cut bread as well as they do flesh. It's a question of balance.
Does balance have a say?
I think if balance did not have some say, we would not be here. This world would not be here, and we would not be sharing these words. And do you ever consider that?
Because Robin has now been taken care of, so you see him in a different sort of outfit that he's obviously been dressed in. I just want to make mention of one of the coats in was 200 pounds or something crazy.
I think it was 100 pounds, but it keeps getting heavier.
250 pounds.
It was 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
There's actually 10 people with Hugh under the coat every time he's wearing it, just to...
Totally. Call the union.
Do you remember when we were doing the boat scene and you had to push the boat, and it actually took literally 10 people to push the boat, and you were like, I'm not really a superhero.
That's not real.
comes with, as we find out, almost a wish that he was not alive. Like, he's upset that he has woken up alive. He was looking probably to sort of find an exit and find an appropriate one. And as a warrior his whole life, he wanted this big warrior ending. It didn't happen. And so he's reluctant to be there. And at this moment, he's starting to somehow, a few cracks, he's starting to open up a little bit. And it's very much this relationship, this meeting of minds, and someone who he connects with in a way I don't know if he's ever connected with someone like that before. And I think it's this huge surprise to him. And I think he's a bit discombobulated by it, a bit dysregulated, very intrigued. I think he's in a place he's never been in before. There's this, almost a sense of calm, of light in a very dark vessel that is starting to creep in.
The incredible precision of balance over such an expanse of time. The balance it takes to create a word, any specific word, that can pass between lips and be understood by two minds.
I mean, the fabrics on these costumes are so dense and fabulous. But that's the beautiful thing about doing a period drama, is like, as soon as you put on the costume, you're so transported. You physically move in a very different way because you're kind of carrying something extra. I loved with Brigid, we kind of had this belt that she would wear with all their kind of like herbs and the poultice and the
her Batman utility belt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Batman, but better.
Yeah.
Batman, but more natural. Natural world Batman.
I had read the script, immediately responded to it, thought there was a beauty and a depth, and I felt it was profound. I thought it was so fascinating, the examination of the power of story, for good or bad, and everything in between. And then I watched Pig, and I was 10 minutes into watching Pig, even less. It was almost like the opening sequence. I'm like, yep, I'm in. Because you just know in your gut when you're with someone who is I think one of the real genuine voices out there in film today. So, and everything that I'd hoped and expected was exceeded.
There's something really unique as well about working with someone like Michael who is directing but has also written the work, you know, because the material is so of him. I'd also seen Pig and was so astounded by it, and then to meet him and also feel that actually kind of character development and the emotional arc is like equally as important to him. It's like when you're on set as an actor, you just want to be in service of that. You know, it's like Michael always gives you the freedom to find what feels right, but ultimately it's so of him that you want to be able to kind of be an instrument to what his vision is. And I feel very fortunate that I was able to be a part of it.
Randolph. Thank you.
The thing that sticks out to me was calibrating that journey of Robin as he goes,
It's such a
let's
big
go.
journey.
It's a big journey, and the letting go, and when and how, and what's the, you know, and I was really fascinated when I saw it for the first time, because I know in quite a few scenes there were different versions where he might have opened up more, he seemed more and more closed off, and I really trusted Michael. I was so impressed by the way you crafted it in the edit.
Well, credit to Andy Monchi. He's an amazing editor.
It's intentionally brutal, unsettling, visceral, to help with the theme of the movie. And the violence is not celebrated in any way. So when we were shooting it, we were rehearsing. I remember being up in that room, up in there rehearsing it. I was exhausted. They were exhausting. And it was more about slowing things down because they're injured. And, you know, quite often you watch a fight scene, you're like, wow, hang on, that guy just got punched in the head 9 times. And he seems totally fine. Like, we all know the reality of it. We've seen it, and the exhaustion of it. I've never been tireder than when we shot those scenes. It was a lot of mud. It was rain, mud,
Fire.
cold, fire.
Real fire, a lot of real fire. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out The Death of Robin Hood, our new film, in theaters.